everybody. This is the first episode of the Minnesota Joe Show with a review for Raw, May 28th, 2018, aka Memorial Day. And what a pretty good show we had tonight. It was not too bad. Sorry if I sound tired or anything. I just got home like 3 hours ago. I just watched Raw. I just got finished watching it because, I had to work till 10 and then I had to come and watch it. So kind of tired. So I'm going to record this and maybe edit. Editing, blah. Okay, don't need to hear about the background stuff. Let's talk about this show now. Man, what an episode. We had so much going on, and I honestly thought it was pretty good for an episode of Raw. Especially after the one last week. I mean, I didn't do a show last week, but if I did, I think it's pretty good I didn't, because it would have been really negative review last week. I really didn't like the show at all. I thought it was a pretty bad show. So this week I'm glad they kind of turned it around a bit. And they actually got me excited for Money in the Bank instead of feeling scared and disappointed. All right. So we kick things off on the show with a bit of a tribute to the troops, where there are a bunch of troops. They're sitting down and they're talking about their war stories and saying, remembering soldiers that they lost in their battles and stuff. And, it was really touching, especially as somebody who does have family who have served and also do still serve in the military. I have some cousins who still serve, and I even have a buddy who's about to join the military. So, yeah, it's a really good message, and I'm really happy that they did that at the beginning to kick things off. And after that, we get to the opening segment with Braun Strowman and Finn Balor, which I thought was pretty awesome. When Braun comes out, everybody's just going crazy. They love him. I really think he's probably one of the most over guys in the company right now on both Raw and SmackDown. Definitely probably most over guy on Raw. So the fans love him, and he basically talks about how he's going to just destroy everybody, and he's going to become Mr. Money in the Bank. And he says, no, actually, I'm going to become Mr. Monster in the Bank. And I thought that was a good little nickname for him there if he does win. I hope he wins. That'd be pretty awesome. And he says that Brock Lesnar is going to get these hands, which I'm like, yeah, let's have him beat Brock. But afterwards, we have Finn Balor come out, and it was pretty awesome. He comes out and interrupts Braun, and he's basically telling him that, hey, you beat me last week. I'm man enough to admit it, and you gave me respect, but don't think that I'm going to do the same for Money in the Bank. We're going to have 6 other guys in there. And I thought, oh, that's awesome. And, well, Braun, they show a little bit of respect for each other. And then Braun, he kind of gives a bit of a backhanded compliment to him, saying, you're a pretty good wrestler for a little man. And Finn just slaps him. And I was like, oh. And it was pretty awesome when he slapped him, because Braun just didn't take it. He just grabs him and starts throwing him around the ring. He picked him up and he threw him pretty much outside the ring. I was like, I think I almost died there. I was like, no way. Oh man, I love Braun and Finn. I think that they're great together. This leads to Kurt Angle coming out and saying this is pretty awesome. I think the fans want to see this, so let's go with Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman right now, which I'm happy to see it again, but at first I was like, oh great, we're gonna get the main event again, and it was kind of the same, except Kevin Owens comes out for commentary. So let's get to match 1, Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman. And Kevin Owens, he joins the commentary team, and by the way, Owens is a national treasure. When Michael Cole had a little voice crack there, he's just like, what's up with you, Michael? Are you going through puberty right now or something? That made me laugh hard. He's a national treasure, in my opinion. One of the best talkers on the roster. So he's mocking Cole. He's just doing all this stuff. He was probably one of my favorite parts of this whole match. So Braun, he starts just throwing Finn Balor everywhere like he's a porcelain doll. Just throws him. It's just ridiculous how far Finn is flying. And it's mostly Braun controlling the match. How it's going is like Braun, he is controlling. Finn will try to get some offense in, then Braun just stops him. It's kind of the story of the match. And Braun threw Finn into the turnbuckle really hard. And like Finn went full force right into it. And I was like, man. That's why I'm not a wrestler. I probably can't do that. I would probably never be able to walk again. So it looked really painful. Like during the match, Kevin, he gives a bit of a pep talk to oh, sorry about that. That was my dog. He's jumping off the couch or my chair right now. So yeah. Okay, so you got Kevin Owens. He gets up and gives Braun a pep talk. He's like, "Come on, Braun. Look at Finn. You're destroying him. Give him those hands." Just really giving sorry, scrolling down a little bit. He's just giving this great pep talk to him. Like, yeah, I want Kevin to become a motivational speaker for people and, give pep talks now. So, okay, what was next? Okay, so Braun, they get to the outside and Finn, he's making a little bit of a comeback, but then Braun just stops him. And he shoulder checks Finn right into the crowd, and he took out the security, and a guy falls down. I'm like, I don't know, that's probably a plant, but that was pretty funny that, like, he just destroys Finn and throws him over the barricade, basically. But Finn, after this, makes a comeback on Braun, and Owens gives Finn a pep talk afterwards. He's just like, yeah, Finn, you're the extraordinary man who does extraordinary things. Come on, beat him up. Just funny. There's a suicide dive. They get back in the ring. Braun takes a sling blade and corner drop kick. He goes face first into the corner, and this leads to a coup de grace right on the back of Braun's head, which was awesome. And then after this, Finn goes for another coup de grace. He hits it, and he says, let's go for one more to really put him away. So pretty much selling that Braun is a monster, and he needs more than just one coup de grace to be beaten. And then Owens comes down and interferes in the match and causes the match to be a double DQ, which I'm disappointed in. But, I guess we'll have to wait for the conclusion of this match another day. So Owens, he pretty much grabs a ladder out from under the ring and starts attacking Finn Balor with it. And he goes into the ring and he decides, I'm going to go after Braun now with this ladder. And that was a big mistake for Owens because Braun grabs the ladder from him. Owens runs out of the ring and he's running away. Braun, he throws the ladder. I'd probably say at least like 15 feet. Just, it goes flying and almost hits Owens. Like, man, that was amazing. Like, it overall was a good match, and the ending was probably my favorite part. So, we'll get to the next part, which is Kevin Owens, after the commercial break, is trying to run to the parking lot, and he tries to ask the valet for his keys so he could leave. He doesn't want to be around while Braun's running around trying to kill everybody. And Kurt says, no, you're not leaving. You got a match with Bobby Roode tonight because you insulted him. Because he insulted him during the match because Bobby Roode was watching on the television screen. So Kevin has to face him now. Next is a Sasha Banks promo for the gauntlet match where she basically talks about how she's going to qualify for the match. And yeah, that's kind of about it. Nothing really too much. Just your basic, like, yeah, I'm going to beat everybody promo. Next we get an Elias segment where he's basically talking about how he has a special song, and he basically says he insults the entire southern United States, which I thought was pretty funny. He just doesn't insult Virginia, he insults the entire South. So he calls for the lights to dim a little lower afterwards because he's about to start his song. He starts strumming, and then he goes, just one more thing. Yeah, I want you to dim the lights. Like, this crowd is disgusting, and I just don't want to see them. I was like, oh my god, what a diva. I think he's one of the best comedy heels ever, man. He's so good. And they go through a commercial break, and they basically say like, Elias better hurry up because like we got the championship match up next, the Intercontinental Championship match. And Elias, you hear in the background as they put the promo for the championship match next, you just hear him say, "I'm gonna leave," and everybody starts cheering, and then it cuts back, and he's still in the ring, and he's still trying to get everybody to calm down because he wants it to be so quiet you could hear a pin drop. And it's just really funny. So Seth comes out and interrupts him, and happy birthday to Seth Rollins, by the way. So yeah, good for you, Seth. Happy birthday. Hope he has a good birthday because, big fan. Burn it down. Okay. So he throws Elias's stool out of the ring, and he basically says, "Leave now. Get out of here. We don't want you." And okay, and then Jinder Mahal comes out after Elias leaves, and Seth is really aggressive out the gate, really kicks ass. And oh yeah, then we get Jonathan Coachman. I forgot to mention this. Coachman, when Elias is leaving and everybody's chanting "leave," and Coachman's like, "Oh, everybody's chanting 'sing," and Cole's like, "No, they're chanting 'leave,' Coach." I'm like, Coach, you're stupid. I don't like Jonathan Coachman. I think he's one of the worst announcers we've ever had. He sucks at his job so much. I just don't like him as an announcer. I don't know. No offense. I mean, it must be a really tough job, but no, Coach, you're just not good. I'd rather have Booker T. At least he's like funny bad. At least him, Corey, and Cole just laugh their asses off all the time. At least they don't make mistakes. They make mistakes, but at least it's a lot funnier. Cole just seems more annoyed with him. So Seth is aggressive, and Sunil Singh gets the distraction on Jinder, and he obviously gets his little comeback there, and he takes control of the match, and they go to commercial, and they come back, and he's got him in this kind of reverse bear hug kind of thing. It's like he's got him around the waist and squeezing him. So I thought, like, oh, all right, here we go with the blah. Can't think right now. Going with his methodical pace, like Randy Orton, and I'm like, oh, great, here we go. I think with Jinder Mahal, his slower pace, sometimes it's just not good. Like when you're in a match with Seth Rollins, I kind of want to see a fast pace. Like, I get it, matches need to have time to breathe, and they need their little moments and all that. They like, it can't just all be like super fast, but Jinder, man, you take too long sometimes. So that, I just don't like that about Jinder. I mean, he could be carried to a good match. I'll give him that, but no, it's his style. But hey, Seth finally gets his comeback, and he's the best. He does some great moves. Does a suicide dive on Jinder. Gets a near fall with a blockbuster, and there's this great sequence where they're both doing their reversals. I'll give credit to Jinder here. Like, it takes two to do this. They're both going for all these moves and then roll ups and stuff. And there's it leads into the Falcon Arrow. It leads into the Falcon Arrow, and that's a near fall. And Sunil Singh goes up on the apron for a distraction, and he gets ejected. But while that's going on, Jinder hits Seth in the stomach with a chair. Then that leads to a near fall with him almost winning. And Sunil comes back in the ring, and Jinder's in the corner. Here comes Seth, picks up Sunil Singh, buckle bomb right onto Jinder Mahal. I was like, oh my gosh. That made this match awesome. I was like, all right, this match is great. I was a little bit worried on the match, but then I'm like, all right, this was a good match. And after this, they're all down. Seth sees the chair, and he's like, you know what, screw this. I'm tired of this guy. He picks up the chair and just starts beating him for the DQ, which I'm like, great. Another DQ in a row. 2 DQs. So that sucks, but, you know, it makes sense in the storyline. Like, Seth is just really annoyed of Jinder right now, and he just didn't want to take any more of his shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm cool with it. I'm not mad about that. And okay, so overall, good match. I think it's probably Jinder's best match on Raw, like ever since he's come here. So that's good for him. And afterwards, Seth is celebrating with the chair on top. Here comes Elias with a guitar shot. I was like, this is one. That guitar just exploded and Seth flew off the stage. I was like, okay, yeah, Seth is dead. Pretty much killed him. And after commercial, they come back and Seth is on the stretcher and he gets up and he walks away from it. He's like, no, I just need a minute. And he gets carried out like on his feet, which I think is badass. That's how you should book a guy if you want him to be badass. Roman, like, man, like, here I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Sorry if you hear the clicking, but whenever I see like Roman Reigns, he gets taken on a stretcher, like his build up for Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania when he gets destroyed and he gets taken away on a stretcher, you know, and then Brock destroys him on the stretcher, or you know, Braun just throws him off the stage on the stretcher. I just think, how lame. Like, if you want to be a badass, have him get up. Be like, no, I'm not gonna take this. I'm going to get up on my own power. I'm not leaving with help. Like, that's what you should do. Like, even if he's getting carried away, you want to still make this kind of realistic. Seth, this was badass. Roman getting carried on a stretcher is not badass. That's just lame. All right. Nia Jax promo and squash match. Well, not really a squash match. They have this champion judo girl, I guess. This segment was kind of weird. So Nia comes out to the ring and it gets interrupted. Her music gets interrupted by Ronda. So Ronda Rousey comes out to sit on commentary and Nia's like, here's what I'm going to do to you at the next pay-per-view. So put me in the arm bar. She has the jobber lady put her in the arm bar. I know she's MMA champion, but I mean, I'm just going to call her jobber lady because that's basically what she was here. So she gets put in the arm bar and Nia's like, ow, ooh, and then she picks her up and just slams her on the ground, which I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. And she kills this jobber and overdoes it. I guess Nia's a heel now, which I'm not happy about. I think that Nia Jax's face turn was really well done and she really got the crowd behind her, but now they're just gonna take it all away now. Like, all that work, all that build up, this was probably one of the better build ups they've had for a long time, and now you're gonna take this away from her. I'm like, ugh. What are you doing? Nia's a good face, you know? Like, sure, I don't think her wrestling's perfect, honestly, but as a character, as a face, this whole, like, anti-bullying storyline that she had with Alexa, like, even though, like, you had some cringy moments and stuff, it really got her over, and I think it's kind of sad that they just decided to turn her back into a heel instead of keep her as a face. So, I don't know. Ronda, she gets called to the ring. Nia's like, come on, you should help her out and come to the ring. And the referee tries to help the girl out, and she's like, no, I want Ronda to do it. It's just... So here comes Ronda out to the ring, and she basically gives her the look, like... Nia laughs it off. She's like, that's a mean look that you always give to everybody that I'm supposed to be afraid of. So... yeah, Nia's definitely a heel now. She's laughing off the look, so... and Nia leaves after that, just walks away. Which I'm like, okay, this segment was... it was okay. I just... probably not the strongest. I really hope that their match is good. Like, the rumors that WWE doesn't think that that Ronda's ready for a singles match. That they wouldn't put her on a match at on the tour in Europe because they didn't think she was ready. That really makes me nervous. I hope that this isn't going to be a bad match. I really want this to be good or something. I just want it to be something. I'm definitely guessing that Stephanie McMahon's going to get involved. Probably Ron's going to lose. I'm probably going to do a predictions video, so we'll get more into that when that comes around. Okay, so then we get a Dana Brooke promo. She talks about her strategy for the gauntlet match, and she's talking about how she's using statistics to make this strategy for her match. So how she's going to win. So, you got that going. I like Dana Brooke. I like her character. I don't think that the whole, Titus Worldwide thing is bad for her. I'm happy she's got that, and she's, on TV, so that's good for her. I don't think she's that bad a wrestler either. She's improved ever since she's first started. She's not perfect. I don't see her as women's champion material right now, but maybe a couple years down the line, still, she'll be ready to become women's champion. So I wish the best for her. Good for you, Dana. Okay, match 3. We get the Deleter of Worlds versus the Jobbers. Ascension. And what I noticed walking down, Woken Matt thinks of Bray's lantern as wonderful, yes. So it's really, really fascinated by the lantern. Wyatt, he does his little interesting offense where he takes like a flat back bump and then does the crab walk. So that's cool. I like that move. And Michael Cole, he's referencing how King Maxwell called them out for a match, which I'm like, yes, that's a dream match. I think I would love to see Michael Cole versus King Maxwell in just a squash match. That'd be funny. I think that'd be great. I hope that happens. So Ascension gets the upper hand when Matt comes in the ring, and Bray is acting like a crazy man on the side, trying to cheer Matt on, trying to get him on. I like face Bray Wyatt. I think this whole Deleter of Worlds thing is actually working out pretty nice. I don't mind it. I think it's a pretty cool concept, to have Bray basically join Matt and him join forces after going to the Lake of Reincarnation. So I'm cool with that. And Ascension, what I noticed is that they seem to be taken a little more seriously ever since coming on Raw. Like, not too much, as we'll see in the later segment on the show, but they're taking a little better than when they were on SmackDown. Like, SmackDown, they're just completely a comedy gimmick. Now they're trying to be a little more intense ever since they've not been hanging out with Fashion Police for a little while. So that's what I've noticed. Bray and Matt, when they get the momentum back, it's pretty great. And that's when Bray comes in and they do their move, the Kiss of Deletion, I guess is what it's called now. And they get the win. It was a fine match. It wasn't nothing really special. Just squash-ish, Ascension had some offense and like they're not completely weak, but it's still pretty much a squash. B Team meets with Kurt Angle. The B Team, they want an opportunity at the tag titles, and Kurt says, "No, you're not going to get an opportunity. All you did was just beat the Fashion Police 2 weeks in a row." They take this and Kurt's like, "You're not just going to jump in the front of the line unless the other tag and piss off the other tag teams." So like, okay, so we just got to win the other tag teams over by having a barbecue. So we have a barbecue for Memorial Day. This leads to that segment later in the night, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Next is Riot Squad's promo, and they basically just are doing like, oh, we're going to team up, and that's how we're going to win. So, yeah. Yeah, promos are like, yeah, all right. Just your stereotypical promos. They're all good. I like Riot Squad. I like Ruby Riot. I think Ruby Riot's a great athlete, and I hope that she has a lot more success than she did on SmackDown. Seems that way, that she's doing a lot better. I mean, how she did in the Gauntlet match was pretty good. Okay, next is Bobby Roode and Kevin Owens. And Kevin, when he's walking out to the ring, he's just looking over his shoulder the whole time, trying to find Braun. He's really nervous about him because, Braun wants to kill him. Back and forth kind of match, at the beginning. And then they go for their finishers. He goes for the glorious DDT. Kevin goes for the pop-up powerbomb, but they're both reversed. And this leads to Kevin starting to destroy Bobby after knocking him off the apron. And Bobby, after the commercial, makes his comeback. And Bobby ends up getting crushed on the turnbuckle, which sucks. And going for that suplex spot, but Rude comes back with a top rope clothesline after Kevin falls off. And Kevin, he tries to leave. He's like, I'm done. He's just like, I'm going to leave. Says, oh shit, into the camera. So, I mean, good job, Kevin. Bobby Roode catches up with him, beats him up, throws him back in the ring, and Kevin hits him with a super kick for the near fall. And there's this section where they're both going for roll-ups and reverse and all this stuff, and Kevin reverses it into a roll-up of his own, and it's a 1, 2, 3, and he wins. Next thing you know, you hear Braun. So he comes to kill Kevin now, and Bobby is just like, yeah, cheering him on, which I think is going to be the seeds for a Bobby Roode heel turn, which I'm like, yes, finally. Like, you can see the seeds being planted for a Bobby Roode heel turn. He's just cheering on Braun, beating up Kevin, which, like, sure, I mean, I guess it could be, like, just him being a face and liking that, oh, he's beating up this asshole for me. But, no, I think this is a Bobby Roode heel turn, and I'll explain to you why. So Braun decides to give Bobby these hands afterwards, after he saw how he was doing that at the end. And, overall, it was a good match. It's just your average Raw match, but that beatdown at the end was awesome, seeing Braun just kill everybody. And here's how why I think this is a Bobby Roode heel turn, because next week it's Bobby Roode versus Braun. So think about Braun, biggest face in the company. Bobby Roode, he's just your mid-carder guy. I think that they're finally going to realize, like, okay, we need to turn this guy heel or something, because this face thing isn't working. So now we're going to get heel Bobby Roode, which, yes, please tell me I'm right. I don't want to be wrong. I just want heel Bobby Roode, because that's the best Bobby Roode. Literally, there's nothing better than heel Bobby Roode. All right. Next, we get a Sami Zayn apology for this. And, yeah, he should have apologized for that awful segment last week. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like I said, good thing I started the channel this week and not last week. It would have been just such a negative start for this channel. Sammy's heel entrance is like my favorite entrance of all time. It's really awesome. I love how he's such an over-exaggerated dancer. I love it. And so Sammy, he gets in the ring. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna read my statement. He pulled out his reading glasses, rolls them on, just like, I sincerely apologize, blah, blah, blah. Does this like half-assed apology. Well, not really too half-assed. I kind of felt a little bit like, well, actually the apology, I wouldn't say it was half-assed. It kind of was a little serious. It kind of felt more like WWE kind of using Sammy as their little like mouthpiece there to be like, all right, I am really sorry, actually. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of them saying like, we're sorry for that segment, please don't stop watching. Because Sammy was talking about how there's fans that were just sending him hate mail saying, I'm ashamed to be a fan of Sami Zayn. He said a guy who got evicted by his parents even said that Sammy's a loser. I'm like, wow. Like, DM'd him and said he's a loser, which I'm like, yeah, I kind of felt like this is a little bit of WWE's doing like a little bit of self-reflection, being like, all right, we messed up here. This is obvious. So we're sorry. And Sammy admits to Bobby Lashley's sisters being men, which, what? Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Like, I couldn't even tell. Like, I just assumed that, Bobby was really happy to see his sisters. Wow, they really tricked me. So he says, although those sisters were fake. Those stories were true. Those really happened. And Sammy uses this to get heel heat, which I'm like, all right, you know what? At least this segment's good for something. At least he's going to get some heel heat from this. And he's not going to be, just apologizing for this. He's actually going to get a little bit of something from this. I mean, the fans don't like him for this, which I'm like, all right, at least he's getting some heat. I mean, I probably would have done something better than just an offensive segment like that. Like, not just only offensive to trans people or, people with good heart, also people with eyes. So Sammy's basically saying, like, I should be in the Money in the Bank. I should be qualifying for that. I should be facing Seth Rollins and beating him for the Intercontinental Championship, not apologizing for that stupid segment and stuff like that. Like, I'm like, yeah, he should be. Yeah, he should be WWE. So Bobby comes out, and he starts out by doing, like, the thank you to all the veterans, and, my family appreciates it, and blah, blah, blah. All this support, because my family's been in the military. Just a nice face promo for that. Give him some bit of a face pop. Gets the USA chant for that, which I'm like, all right. He's an ex-military guy, and he's had family in the military, so I'm like, all right, fine. Weird place to just plug that in, but okay. Bobby basically challenges Sami Zayn to a match at Money in the Bank, saying, like, all right, let's put your money where your mouth is. And Sami's like, all right, shakes his hand. He says, yeah, I'm going to haluva kick that stupid smile off your face, which, please, that smile is creepy. And Bobby won't let go of his hand. He just starts crushing it. You see Sami Zayn in so much pain. Like, Sami Zayn's silly to that pain's really good. And Bobby's like, I'm going to apologize, too, for all the pain I'm going to cause you at Money in the Bank, which I'm like, all right, I'm excited for this match. Hey, Rick. Sorry, that's my dog. He's can be a little annoying. Okay. Next up is a Mickie James promo where she's just like, I'm just gonna go in there and kick ass. Basically, that's all she's gonna do. Hold on, let me pick my dog up. He wants to come up. There you go, little buddy. How you doing? Okay. Yeah, just another average promo. Nothing too special, I'd say. Nothing amazing. Like, nobody's like a Samoa Joe. Nobody's Samoa Joe. That guy is the best promo ever. Okay, next is Drew McIntyre versus Chad Gable. And Drew's theme, they changed it up, and I like it. I don't hate it. I think it's a pretty good theme for him. And Gable, on the other hand, needs a new theme. Don't keep him as this American Alpha guy, really. But, I'm a little happy that, we got a Minnesota boy in there representing us. Kind of hope that he won, though. Thanks, Gable. You make Minnesota look bad, jerk. Okay. Drew, he looks like a monster. He should be top guy, honestly. Like, he's built. He's handsome. He kicks ass. He's a great talker. He's got a cool voice. It's just, he's perfect material for top guy. All right, he's gonna be number one eventually, I bet. Like, all the people who talk about how this Dolph thing is just really hurting him, I'm like, I think this is helping him, because like, he's getting introduced on TV. It's not like he's coming in and he's being like portrayed like a Bobby Roode, and like they're just using him so wrong and stuff. He's at least doing something. He's a muscle for something. There seems to be some progression in this storyline, and eventually they're going to break up, and it's going to be pretty great, because Drew will probably come out as like the just destroy Dolph and maybe become face or heel still. I don't know. I think either one he'll be fantastic as, honestly. So Gable tries to come back. He does this amazing moonsault, I gotta say. That was really awesome, Chad. And Gable just gets thrown right into the post after Drew catches him after another dive to the outside. And Claymore kick, and Drew wins. So yeah. And after that, we get advertised the B Team Barbecue, which, man, what a segment. So the food looks really delicious there. I'm like, I'd like to go to that barbecue. Like, sure, it's like all thrown together and stuff, but I mean, I'm just your average man who just wants a hot dog or a burger, or bologna sandwich or something, you know? I really want a bow dog, actually. Like, holy crap, that looks great. And I loved Rhino in this segment. He's just sitting in the chair, just eating the whole tray of sandwiches. And Corey and Michael Cole are just laughing so hard. I'm like, wow. They're just dying in this segment. I'm like, it's not even all that funny, but I think that Corey and Cole just make it better because they're just laughing so hard, and then just coaches just pricing on. They're like, children, like, and Titus is just like, I mean, like, oh well, blah. Before I say that, Bo and Curtis are like, yeah, this is awesome, right? Yeah. You know, do you guys want us to be next in line for the tag titles? You know, us face the Woken guys? And they're like, no, we're not just gonna give you the title shot for this low barbecue. Titus is like, you don't even have a brisket or mac and cheese. Heath loves it. He's like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It's just like, look at my boy Rhino. He loves this. But he's just like, yeah, but you guys still don't deserve a shot. So they're like, well, fine, we're going to take our food back. And they just start grabbing the food out of everybody's hands. And Titus, he dumps the whole beans all over Bo Dallas. And Curtis gets potato salad dumped all over him. And a big food fight breaks out. And the whole time, Rhino's still sitting there. He just picks up sandwiches and starts tossing them into the crowd, and potato chips and everything. Just throws it all over into the crowd. Oh, man, that was so dumb. But then they put Rhino through a table, sadly. So, yeah. B Team stands tall at the end of the segment. And it was entertaining. I laughed a bit. It was funny. I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, you might think it was lame, but hey, at least it wasn't that segment last week with the sisters. Compared to that one, it's like, this was fantastic. This is like better than anything else. Okay, so after this leads to the B Team and Kurt Angle going backstage, and they basically just have this big hissy fit about the barbecue. Like, they ruined our barbecue. We should be the next tag team champions. Give us an opportunity. And Kurt says, all right, we're going to have a tag team battle royal next week, which, okay. Hopefully Braun just comes back in and just destroys everybody. Let's just give him another shot. Why not? And they're like, thank you, Kurt. Bo shakes his hand while he's still covered in the beans, and Kurt's like, ugh. And then here comes Kurt, acts with a big hug, rests his head on his shoulders. He goes away. Kurt has like potato salad all over his face and suit. I'm like, Kurt Angle's selling of that's so good. He's just like disgusted. I was like, oh, Kurt Angle, he's the best. All right, women's main event. We have the gauntlet match for a number one contendership, the loser gauntlet, because all these women are losers. Not really. I'm sorry, especially to Bailey. Yeah, she starts out the match as a promo. She says she's going to go all the way. So I'm like, yay. Yeah, let's go, Bailey. Okay, I have a crush on her. Don't judge me. Okay, next is Liv Morgan. She comes in second. And Bailey eliminates Morgan in like 5 seconds with a Bailey to belly. It's like, well, there's Liv Morgan. Poor her. I feel bad for Liv Morgan. She just gets buried immediately. Okay. Next is Sarah Logan. She comes in and she puts up a lot more of a fight, thank God, because I'm like, I don't want to see just both members of the Riot Squad. You know, both the lackeys look like chumps, because it's like, well, great. That's a good look for your team, Ruby. Ember Moon is watching backstage, which, yeah, Ember Moon. I love Ember Moon on the main roster. She's a lot better than she was in NXT. Logan loses by roll up, and they beat up Bailey, her, and Morgan. And next comes in Ruby Riott, and she uses this attack to her advantage. And next they cut to Alexa watching backstage, which, yeah, hopefully she does good Money in the Bank. Hopefully we get like a Twisted Bliss off the top of the ladder. Probably not, but I can dream. Ruby ends up pinning Bailey after well, actually, like, I was looking down when that move happened. I should just reverse back, but I think it was probably the Riot kick. Next is Dana Brooke, and Ruby just kills her before she enters the ring. And Brooke has a little bit of a comeback, but ends up eating a Riot kick and losing. So, yay. Next is Mickie James in her hometown, so I was like, yep, definitely losing. Corey says that hometown advantage is a thing, which is like, Corey, how long have you been watching Raw? You're there every week. When was the last time you saw somebody with a hometown advantage win? Like, never. Corey Graves. Okay. James has the advantage going through the commercial break. And Mickie, very athletic. Wow. I mean, how long has she been wrestling? Like, so long, man. Like, I think she's late 30s right now, and she's just really good. I don't know. Sorry if that's not her age. I don't want to insult you, Miss James. Ruby wins with a roll-up by grabbing the tights, which, shame. Sasha is the last entrant into the Battle Royal, and Sasha goes for a lot of quick pins at first, lots of roll-ups, lots of moves, like, doing a second rope dive onto Ruby Riott for the pin, and then a kick out, near fall. And it's a back and forth battle throughout this whole match. It gets really physical. Like, Ruby's getting really physical in this match, which I like to see. Like, her just showing this aggression. I like this. I like her on Raw a lot better than SmackDown, because she's just showing so much aggression. Really, really great worker. I really like Ruby Riott, like, especially after this. I think this is a great performance for her. Honestly, I really think this was. There are just many near falls. Both women look exhausted. There's a power bomb by Sasha Banks to do a bank statement afterwards, which Ruby gets out. Riot Squad comes in to beat up Sasha, but Sasha fights them off, and then she puts Ruby in the bank statement for the tap out. And overall, I thought it was a decent main event. Like the first half was not that good. I thought the eliminations were really quick, but the second half I thought was a lot better when you get, like, I think once Mickie James entered and Sasha Banks, I thought that was probably the best part of the gauntlet match. Like, both of those matches were really good, and I thought this was a great showing for Ruby Riott. Even though she lost, she just almost had it. Like, and I hope that eventually she does end up becoming women's champion. I hope she does get an opportunity, because she's, like, really good. Honestly, I think she might be one of the best, like, workers in the women's division. Like, she's so good. I really like her. So, my overall final thoughts on this show. Overall, it was good Raw. I really liked it, especially compared to last week. It sets up a lot for Money in the Bank, which I'm excited for now. Like, Lashley and Zayn, I'm like, all right, yeah, that's gonna be a good match. Like, at least they did something with this terrible thing they had. At least they let Zayn get some heat with it. At least they, like, kind of made him out to be a bad guy in this. I'm happy about that. I mean, I just want Zayn to do well, honestly. I mean, sure, this ain't gonna be the biggest help to him that, he did this terrible storyline last week and all that, but, at least it's getting used for something, like some heel heat on him. So I hope that that ends up being a good match between him and Bobby Lashley. Like, Braun, he's set up as, like, the monster in this Money in the Bank match, and I am so excited to see what he does. Like, there's gonna be some big spots with him, I bet. There's just gonna be so much destruction. I can't wait. And yeah, like it set up a lot more and got me more excited than last week. Like last week was it was a it was just nothing much really happened. Like you had the contract signing for Ronda and Nia Jax, and that was fine. I think there was a qualifying match for the women last week. I can't really remember. I don't know. Last week was just really forgettable for me. Like, and then no Stephanie this week, thank God, because I mean, look, Stephanie McMahon, she's a good heel, she's a good authority figure, but mostly with women, honestly. Like, I think that's when she shines, is like when her foil is Ronda Rousey, because then Ronda can actually beat her up, because like when you got her going against Roman, like that's her feud. She's the Roman's her foil. Then it's just not as good, because Roman's never gonna beat her up. Like the reason Austin McMahon was good is because Austin could just beat the crap out of McMahon, and it's awesome. But you don't want to see big Roman Reigns just throwing around Stephanie McMahon. That'd be just disgusting and awful. Like I said, I don't got a problem with intergender matches, but intergender wrestling, fighting, or whatever. But I mean, it has to be done tastefully, and I think just Roman Reigns destroying Stephanie wouldn't be tasteful at all. At least with Ronda Rousey, she's a woman. They're both women. Ronda Rousey is actually one of the best fighters in the world, so it's pretty awesome to see her just beat the crap out of Stephanie. And honestly, Stephanie could probably wrestle better than Mr. McMahon. Vince and Austin back in the day, let's just say, the matches, they're not 5-star matches. They're just some generic, just the most basic wrestling match you can do. It's not gonna be a big event. It's not gonna be oh yeah, this match is awesome. No, it's just your average, it's a fine match. So yeah, that was Raw. I like I said, happy about the show. And thank you guys for watching this first video. I hope that I made a good impression here, and I hope that you guys will like and subscribe. And if you enjoy this, do that, And I hope to have this channel go on for a while, do more episodes, regardless, if I get 1 view, 0 views, 1,000,000 views, it doesn't matter. What I'm here is to put my opinion out there, and if anybody wants to hear it, that's fine. I'm just happy to be able to do this, because it's been one heck of a ride. I've always wanted to do this, and never just could find something I wanted to talk about passionately about, and I finally did. And I'm happy about this first episode. I'll probably end up watching this back, and hopefully I'm satisfied with it. I bet if I am, it's probably up on YouTube. And that's it. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day, night, whatever, whenever you're watching this. See you probably tomorrow for my review of SmackDown, and possibly 205 Live if I have time for that, or if I just have the energy for that. We'll see. Take care, guys. Peace out.